So what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 2M in Sweden, aka We Got Next. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, also known as AO Shifty, with the one, the only Pistons in 5 now. Steven at Steven_Spring. Steven, how you been? How's life going?
Good. I need to get into a quick shout out.
Okay.
So a buddy of mine who I met when I first moved down to Maryland, actually I've probably known him longer than I've known you. You're probably one of the people I've known the longest since I moved down here. But I met him like right when I moved into my neighborhood. So maybe a few months before you. His name is John Zitto. And he
The
played
WWE champion?
Huh?
No.
Zitto. He coached he played at UMBC, coached there, did some other things. I think he's had some other coaching things. Just got hired as a new head coach at Oak Hill Academy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
big.
Yeah,
Huge, dude. For
Wow.
people who don't know, a lot of people might
That's
not. Oak Hill Academy is, I would say, one of the 5 most prominent high school basketball teams in the country, and has been. That's where Melo went. Tons of other guys. Brendan Jennings, I believe, went there. Tons of names. It's where exactly is it located at?
It's basically in the middle of nowhere. So it's in Mount Wilson, Virginia.
Yes.
I only know that because someone I was partially cool with went to school there. So it's kind of on the border between Maryland and Virginia, but on the Maryland and North Carolina. So it's legit near this place called Boone, North Carolina.
Boone.
For,
yes.
Yeah.
Home of Appalachian State.
Exactly.
Boone, North Carolina. But yeah, I gotta give a shout out to my man John. Carmelo Anthony is the new GM for the athletic department there or whatever. Which is nuts. Like he got hired. He was hired by Melo himself. They got another guy who's involved with it, who I think runs the athletic department there. But yeah, I'm super pumped for my guy. Like being a basketball junkie, follow recruiting over the years. There are certain high schools that you just know about. And Oak Hill Academy is one of those high schools. So I gotta give a big shout out to my man John Zitto for accepting that job and getting hired by, again, one of the probably the 5 most prominent high schools, athletics wise, in the country, probably. Not just basketball, but all sports.
Yeah,
so big shout to him.
That's a huge thing. I don't know. It's one of those, like Steven said, if you know anything about that. So I grew up under when Steve Smith was there. He was like the main head coach that a lot of people knew there. Then for a while was Eric Stoneman. I wouldn't even say for a while. It was for the time after Steve Smith. But something else that Steven did not end up bringing up about Coach Zitto is he's been the head coach for Team Melo, Carmelo's AAU program. So that's like a really big thing. You love the connection and kind of see it there. So that's huge just in itself. I kind of want to, I'll segue off of that and go into Melo's son. Kyan actually over the weekend was the Jordan Brand Classic MVP of that one. It was in DC. It was basically in the same arena that the Mystics play in. So I'm happy about that. I brought this up on an earlier show, and Steven, I'm glad you started with this. What are your thoughts on this general manager position? I'm saying that because Trae Young got it, Max Crosby has it, Stephen Curry has it, and now those are in college, and now Carmelo has it with high school team, which is technically a college team.
Yeah. I think it's like strictly to make good basketball or good athletic moves. Penn State, I think, is a lot of college football teams are getting one, like the prominent names. Yeah, I think it's something you need to do because like the athletic director is getting pulled in so many different directions. I know for a lot of schools the primary focus is football, but there are other sports that the athletic director has to take care of. But I think it's a good thing to have and just focus on football moves, like stuck on the transfer portal, NIL stuff, and like do a little more than that. Because head coach can't do a lot. I mean, these staffs now have fucking hundreds of guys, dude, for like every little random thing. Every position's got a couple coaches. There's all the random stuff. Like Jay Hill's on the staff. I think he's like the life skills coach is like his technical term, but it's like I think director of player development is the overall broad term, but like so many guys on the team to help out in any capacity. So yeah, there needs to be someone that's like overseeing the football side of things. There is some of those guys, but they're not as involved. It's interesting, but I think that's a good role that college football teams and teams in general need to have in college, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
High school is weird, but there's some high schools that are big time and they have a lot of money being poured in them. A lot of ones in Texas, so it's fair. I'll give them that, but mainly college football.
So that's kind of one thing I wanted to bring up. The other one, we haven't done a fast break or a quick take in a long time.
Yeah, boy.
But I've seen this too many times for us not to talk about it.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Now you can see it. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, that's crazy. My guy rings the doorbell and just bow. That's no. Like what do you do? You just let him go, right? And you can't do anything about that. Just look at this. Look at the size of that thing, though.
Dog.
Look how big that thing is. And there's just a dinosaur waiting for you outside. Look at that thing. Oh God. Imagine.
All right. So, in the mind of an alligator, so
first of all, what do you think his homie's thinking? Like, what do you think?
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Like,
that's the first thing I was gonna ask. What do you think he say when they're like, "Hey, yo, we're gonna go pull up on this house"?
Like,
is he like, "All right, sounds like a great idea to me"? And then my thing, okay, great. I know we can't think what gators think, but the fact of the matter is, they know they have to be at a building or a house. You gotta know something. The other one's just like, all right, what the fuck do we do now? Like, it's clearly not opening.
Yeah, there's like the guy, the gator that was trying to get in the door is the one who does all the stunts. The other guy's just the background guy. He's like, all right, we should probably go. Give him comments. We should go.
They're gonna get us.
He's there to keep an eye on things, keep a lookout, make sure there's no other animals creeping around the corners.
Exactly.
That's what his job is.
So that was the first thing I wanted to bring up. The main
he did not move though. That gator
he didn't move at all. He was just chilling. The other one's the one that wants to do everything. The main topic for today is going to be the NBA, but before we get into that, it's going to be the NFL. So the NFL draft is Thursday. For anyone that doesn't know, most people can assume who the number one pick is probably going to be.
Yeah.
Steven, you can say if you feel otherwise, but a lot of people are saying it's going to be Cam Ward. More than likely. I partially feel bad / don't feel bad because Will Levis was just drafted not too long ago, and clearly his job is just for the birds at this point because Cam Ward might be going there. Now, at one point, Abdul Carter was the talk. I know at another point they were saying maybe Travis Hunter might go there, but what do you think about that?
So what, Cam Ward going number one?
Yeah. Although it's not the same elite quarterback class.
No, that's why I would not take him number one. I wouldn't take any of these quarterbacks number one. Next year is a good class. There are some good there's some good quarterbacks like in the draft class. I'm not saying they're all dog shit, but I just don't like the number one pick in the draft. Franchise changing player potentially, one way or another. Like you're expecting Cam Ward to come in and save the Titans. Like he's that dude. You're putting all the pressure on him. I just don't think he's that guy. Like that elite of a talent. Travis Hunter is a generational player. He's like a Charles Woodson. Those guys don't come along often. So that's I'm not gonna say Abdul Carter is the same way, but Abdul Carter is like he's a lot like Micah Parsons. So that's I don't want to say generational player because DN's come along, but that's a defensive MVP caliber player you got there. So I wouldn't take Cam Ward at number one. I'd probably either take Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. But I guess if you think he's a franchise changing guy, if you think what you've seen on tape and all that, his numbers in college were incredible. They were 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, Heisman finalist. Like, again, not saying he's dog shit, but like if you think that he is that guy that's going to come in there and be the like you asking these dudes to come in and win like right away, develop something in year one. If not by like year 3, these guys are out. And it's the same cycle. But if you think that he's the guy that's going to win you the division and get you to the playoffs consistently and be in like that next crop of good quarterbacks, okay, go ahead. I just don't think he's that good, like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me. But again, I would take either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, number 1.
Agreed. Because you can kind of see what. Granted, Eagles didn't have the number 1 pick for either of these two, but they had a solid pick when it came to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. And you can kind of see what having that strong person up front can do. You can build around him. And just look at kind of how that defense is. You can do the same thing with Abdul Carter. You can move him around in different. You can have him standing, or you can end up having him in the 3 formation. And he'd be fine either way, just depending on like what else is around him too. Because clearly he's going to find a lot of the double teams. That's the other part you have to end up figuring out. Now, so I had a question. I was talking to some of my other football guys. Number 1, Steven, I play in this Dynasty League. We talked about this last year. Playing this Dynasty League. And last year was the first year we started it. They started talking about the draft maybe in February or March. And then it was like a slow draft, whereas you almost had 8 hours to pick.
Yeah.
So then this year came around. They've been asking for the past 2 months, when is the draft going to start? And they were like, you can't start it until after the draft happened. So every single day they're messaging and texting. So mind you, one of the dudes in the draft, I become like really cool with, and we talk online a lot, but he brought up Tyler Warren, not for the first pick. But my question to you is, because we were going back and forth, I'm going to list the past 3 drafts and the past 3 tight ends. And you tell me which one is the best. Sam Laporta, Brock Bowers, or Tyler Warren?
I mean, look, I would say Tyler Warren, because you can do a lot with him. You can do a lot with these other 2. Brock Bowers was thought to be like the best tight end prospect to ever come out of college. And again, I say things like that, but I don't think he is. I think he's like elite talent. I said heading into last season that Tyler Warren could have a chance to be have a better season than Brock Bowers did when he was at Georgia, and be a top 10 pick, which he can be. He can't land outside the top 10. He's too good of a player. 6'6", 250. Not going to blow you away with the speed, but like his run after catch is elite. You can do a lot with him. You can line him up at tight end, in line. You can line him up at the slot, put him at receiver occasionally. He can pass. He was a high school quarterback. He had a couple touchdown passes in college. They lined him up at center. They did a lot of shit with him. They did a little RPO with him too. So yeah, I would say in terms of like just what you can do with someone as a tight end, which is a game changer to have one of those elite tight end prospects, I would probably say Tyler Warren. Of course I'm a homer, and I think he was an All-American and he won the Mackey. He actually finished 7th in the Heisman too, which is the highest a tight end has finished in the Heisman voting since 1970. And there's been a ton of dudes that have come through, elite tight ends. Tyler Warren finished 7th in the Heisman, and no one else did. So, again, yes, you went to Penn State. I get that, but I think he's also people. I was actually talking to my buddy about this at dinner tonight. We were talking about the draft, and he asked me about Tyler Warren. He said, and I told him a lot of people think he's the safest pick in the draft. Like not just like the first round, but like the entire draft. And that's hundreds of guys. So that shows you, number 1 pick, like he's a tight end is not usually number 1 pick, but nonetheless.
Yeah. So that was kind of one part that I wanted to bring up. The other part too
my daughter just gave me homework. Like there's math on it. There's a word search. Count how many shapes. Come on.
So that was kind of the first part. The second part is what we usually do when it comes to the NFL draft is after the draft is over, each week we break down one division and then kind of dissecting who we think were the top 3 and then the stud pick in our perspective from that draft, and we reflect on it at the end of the year. So that's essentially going to take up 8 weeks. If you break down each one, and we'll talk about what team we feel is going to end up doing the best. Just a little sidebar and just foreshadow. I'm not going to say the Jaguars won the draft no matter what happens. Fuck the Jags. The other one is going to be the Panthers. I'm never going to talk about the Panthers just because I don't think they know what they're necessarily doing with the organization. And the final part I wanted to talk about in terms of our channel and stuff before we get into the NBA, I want to bring up YouTube for 2 reasons. Number one, thank you for all the people that have continued to listen, watch, and subscribe to the show. We absolutely see it. Steven, last week, or it probably was 2 weeks ago, it was last week, we had 3 videos in our shorts hit over 1.2 thousand views. So 1,200 views on 3 different shorts.
Shout out.
The easiest one to end up hitting there was absolutely when Steven wanted to go bring up Zion Williamson. That one hit 1,000 within like the first hour.
Nice.
And then after that, of course, it was like Tiger Woods talk. And then we ended up talking just about March Madness and the power, like the creation power that you can end up having. So that was that part. The other component that I wanted to bring up, and someone brought this up late after last week, in terms of Steven was talking about Tiger Woods. And I'm bringing this up so Steven can talk back to it because they said a comment and then they said another comment. And so he was more so doing it for argument's sake. So you know how this is going to go. And he said, just for argument's sake, weigh in on Wayne Gretzky and his impact. Hockey in America was nothing, especially in the lower half of the country. And then after that, I kind of said just like one thing, acknowledging what Wayne Gretzky did do for hockey. One thing I will say before Steven says, we are not the hockey experts. We do absolutely pay attention to hockey at times, PK Subban and others, but we don't necessarily watch it all the time. Then he said back, his record being broken, I think this shows, sorry, he said a lot. He probably said like 3 paragraphs. His record being broken, I think this shows how little that you understand his greatness. If Wayne Gretzky had never scored a goal in the NHL, he would still be the all-time points leader just based on assists. An NHL franchise in 1980 was 7.5 million. Now every NHL team is valued at over 1 billion. No shade at Tiger at all. I just think you should take a deeper dive. So what are your thoughts in terms of Wayne Gretzky and also Tiger Woods?
Hold that thought. I gotta go check on something really quick. I'll be right back. But I do have good. Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
Okay. So the first thing I kind of want to end up saying is, in terms of hockey, Wayne Gretzky did a hell of a lot for the NHL, but then also in terms of just the acknowledgement in the lower half, like you end up saying too. I fully agree with that. I'll let Steven get to the other part. What I'm going to do is kind of talk about the other things that have been happening in terms of YouTube. Ever since we've gone to the shorts, which was a huge thing, we brought it up time and time again. YouTube has continued to increase for us. The engagement has increased. So any interaction is good interaction, positive interaction. So if you end up saying good things about us, cool, we're happy. Negative things, all right, cool, we're still happy. We might read it, we might not. If it's good enough, we will bring it up on the show for discussion points, because that's how a lot of these bigger name shows end up doing it. They end up coming on the show, they read some of the comments. You can use 4 or 5 of the things in the comments, and then that can end up being used as something you can use on the next show for topic points or anything like that. Steven said there was one thing I was not allowed to talk about yet, so I won't do it, but it involves Unc and Monique. But the next thing I do want to end up talking about is just figuring out the correct style, method, and topics to bring up. One time I was talking about Steph Curry the night he ended up going off against the Magic. Just so happened I did it that exact night, so it worked out. Another thing is, if you can take advantage of the moment, so certain big name events and things like that that are out there will continue to gain more traction. If you can talk about March Madness right when it happens, that'll get you a lot of traction. If you talk about crazy things, such as, if back in the day we talked about Reggie Bush going to the Kansas City Chiefs in a time like now, that's going to end up drawing a lot. But what did you have to say about Gretzky, aka Gretzky?
Can you share your screen and let me see what the comment was again?
Yep. Okay.
His record being broken. Wait.
You want to see the first or second?
Let me see. Yeah, let's go from the beginning, or like the first comment. Is that the first comment?
First comment.
Wayne Gretzky and his value America was nothing, especially in the lower half of the country. Jesus, dude. All right, go ahead. Are there more replies?
No, it's just him.
Tiger Woods has golf on lock. Yes, thank you. Record being broken. I think it shows that you understand. I don't understand. Is that guy telling me to take a deeper dive?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, dude. I could say the same thing about Michael Jordan too, and what he did for the game of basketball in the 90s, which I think I acknowledged that. I was saying Michael Jordan because it was the quickest example of this. Like what Michael Jordan did for the game and is still doing for the game, is like a global thing. Like Wayne Gretzky is on another level, but like there's levels to the levels. Okay.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is above both of them on like a otherworldly stratosphere type of like impact he had on his sport. If you go look at, if like people knew who like the top guys were in the NBA before Michael Jordan, people knew about the top guys in the NHL before Wayne Gretzky. Okay. You did not know shit about golf before Tiger Woods. It just, like, it was on TV, but like outside of Jack Nicklaus, when he was doing his thing, outside of Arnold Palmer, there like it was not the same. Hockey was still on a high level before Wayne Gretzky. Like with the Edmonton Oilers, like, you know, just going back, hockey is an ancient sport, and basketball is the same way. Like people knew about Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. If anything, Magic and Bird did more for the sport than Michael Jordan did. And like you still talk about him, but like golf, man, it is completely different. Tiger Woods, like, and his, first of all, what Tiger Woods did from 1997 to 2008, the way he dominated the sport. I don't care. You can say what you want about competition or anything. You can say that about every sport too. What he did from 97 to 2008 is just never going to be touched. Dude. Never going to be touched. No one dominated the sport in a stretch like that, like Tiger Woods did. You can say what you want about Michael Jordan in basketball. Like, no, Tiger Woods was dominating, dude. He won the Masters in 97 by like 12 strokes. And his run in 2000 never be touched. Like his amount of weeks at number one never be touched. And I said this last week, if you go ask 100 guys on the PGA Tour why they play golf, Tiger Woods is going to come up a lot. And another example, global reach. Golf is a global sport, but guys from the UK that I had here, my coworkers, for our sales kickoff, I was asking them about golf. Dudes from New Zealand, Australia, same thing. Why are they watching golf? Tiger Woods. Like there's guys that have come from New Zealand. There's guys that come from all over the globe, obviously, for the PGA Tour. But like, why are those guys playing golf? Tiger Woods. Like, come on, man. And like the way he has, like I said last week, a stranglehold on golf. There's never going to be like another guy that comes along. LeBron came along, like Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin. The other guys come along, right? LeBron comes along. There's like Patrick Mahomes came along after Tom Brady. Like there's other guys that come along in sports. Baseball has one every single fucking year. There's a new kid coming in that can be the great one. There's a new quarterback prospect coming out that can be the next big thing, bro. There is. I understand who's on the PGA Tour. I understand who plays live. I understand those guys. They're not Tiger Woods, man. Like, and there's not going to be another one. And like the golf world, like why we play golf, the clubs, dude. Like him being with Nike, like his meant like everything about Tiger Woods, man. There's no other athlete in the history of sports that did more for a sport than Tiger Woods. Like no one. That's like, you can have your opinion. That's totally fine. That's why we do this. And no one's right or wrong about this, but I'm right and that guy's wrong. So Tiger Woods has dominated the golf world since since he was on the Johnny Carson show when he was like 4.
Yeah.
Same thing with like LeBron. We knew about him at a young age, but like again, it's golf. I think Tiger Woods is also one of the best athletes ever. Like he's right at the top, like top 5 best athletes of all time. If people say golf's not like you don't need to be like athletic or anything, that's they're just lying to you. Like what he can, Bonds is the same way, dude. Barry Bonds is one of the best athletes of all time. But back to the original point, yes, no one did more for a sport than Tiger Woods on a like global like presence, like global presence. Like I get what Jordan did for basketball. I get what Wayne Gretzky did for hockey. Understand, like I'm not denying their greatness and like they're 2 of the other best athletes of all time. But Tiger Woods there's levels to the levels, and then there's just a different category of people. Tiger Woods is one of those people, dude. Just he did more for a sport than anybody else. Yeah. So I'll wait for the comeback, but you know me, I'm not gonna change my mind on this, but I'll wait for the comeback.
Exactly. No, so something that I like, and Steve and I can both appreciate it. We get the engagement. There was a time where it was just us two vibing and talking and shooting the shit like we usually do. But now you're getting engagement, whether it's Steven and it's Wayne Gretzky, whether it's me saying, I don't know the Baltimore Ravens, but yet I'm one of the biggest fans of what the Ravens continue to do year in and year out, and talking about how Rashad Bateman is the number 1 receiver. So we love it. It's stuff that we continue to get the engagement. Keep it coming. If you can get 2 or 3, we'll continue to respond and we'll end up talking back. You might have been here, you might not, Steven, but I was saying this is what helps shows grow because it creates topics for the next time we end up getting on the show.
Yeah, and then we just start blurting out other shit too.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Like, so someone picks up on something.
Yep.
Every time when you're watching it, listening to something, everyone picks up on a little bit of the conversation and they go, post it or whatever and start something new.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm always down for the debates, man. I'm always up for it. Just wait till football season, and me and Ravens Twitter will be going at it again, dude.
Single time.
So,
I'm currently going to be going at it with Nick's Twitter in the coming days. Obviously, shout out to the Pistons, dude.
Shout out.
Pistons would have been the best team in the series outside of like the last 5 minutes of Game 1, which is the reason why it's tied. But going back to the little season, I wish the Palace of Auburn Hills was open still, which was still a thing. But yeah, shout out to the Pistons. Shout out to Cade Cunningham. Shout out to Dennis Schroeder too. Absolutely.
And swapping.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the East, and then we'll go over to the West. We'll kind of break it down. I want your quick thoughts, and then also let me know who you think is going to end up winning the series. So the first one I guess we can talk about is the Cavs and the Heat. So it's 1-0. They've only played 1 game. The Cavs kind of had a stranglehold on that one. How do you think that series is?
I'll say Cavs in 4, actually. I think they're
okay. Next one, Pacers Bucks. So Pacers are currently winning 115-107. Dame is back. Dame also told Tyrese Halliburton he's going to beat his ass. So Pacers are up 1-0 in the series. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Pacers. I'll go Pacers in 6.
So crazy part about this one, before the series started, I put a decent sized bet. For me, $15-$20 on the Bucks. When I heard Dame Lillard was coming, I said, we got to double down on it. Clearly, it's going the other way. But yeah, so I have to go with the Pacers. The next round is when they'll get their real test. But I mean, the Bucks clearly, I don't know what they're doing. I know they are missing Chris Middleton some for it. Kyle Kuzma, he made sure to retire Tony Snell's numbers of straight zeros in a good amount of minutes. But yeah, so Kuzma's not ready for the big time lights either because you traded to get him, and that's what happened. The next one, Detroit basketball against the Knicks. Series is tied 1-1. This is a 3-6 series.
I'm gonna say Pistons in 6.
Okay. So I can honestly see that. You know how the Knicks are. The Knicks have everyone who they wanted to end up having, and it's still kind of coming out this way. All the memes and all the videos are going to come out if Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson cannot get it together. Yep. You already have it ready to go. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just type in Tiny Desk Josh Hart and you'll figure out exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a tough one. I can see this series going 6 or 7.
This is a big game on Thursday.
Huge in Detroit.
Huge.
Yeah. So this shows home court advantage. If Detroit can pull that game, it's a whole new ball game in that one. Then the last one, I don't really think we need to talk about. We can if you want to, but Celtics Magic.
I'm gonna go Celtics in 5. I think
Okay.
Magic get a game at home.
Agreed.
Maybe snag game 2 on the road, but they just need like Paolo Banchero. You know what you're going to get from him. Shout out to him for having a dope ass 30 and 10 game. You just like you need someone else to score like 25. But yeah, they don't really have that guy.
No. So I got the Celtics in that one. Although the Celtics are just in a different league, it would be a great series to see Celtics and Pistons. I think the Pistons can match up pretty well with the Celtics. They have all the pieces to end up doing it. It's just execution. Going to the West, the first game we don't need to talk about at number 1. I have not talked about them at all because I knew they were out before they were even in. That's the Thunder and the Grizzlies. Thunder are winning by 20 points against the Grizzlies with the head coachless Grizzlies. So that one's over. I don't think we need to say anything on that one. Okay. The next one is probably my favorite series of the playoffs right now, the Nuggets Clippers. So that's a 4-5 matchup. They both split the ones in Denver, which is great basketball for that to end up happening. I feel like Steven always says this about the Lakers, them being on the West Coast and there's such late games. It really upsets me that these Clippers games are so late. It doesn't even matter. It's going to be Mountain Time or West Coast time. It's going to be late. And so this is going to be a 10 o'clock game in 2 days. But who do you have in this series? They have the Clippers winning the next game by -4.5.
Oh, I just kicked my desk. Fuck.
Yep. That'll end up doing it to you.
Right on the ball of my ankle. Oh. So I got the Clippers. I got the Clippers. I think actually I don't know.
Okay. So
if we have Kawhi from last night playing in a 7-game series, I think the Clippers win that one because he started off hot. He had 12 points in the first 6 minutes. But the Nuggets have been there. Kawhi's been there, done that. I'm gonna go Nuggets in 7, just because they have home court advantage. But if Kawhi plays the way he did last night,
I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nuggets in 7.
So another one, same with the Pistons series. If the Clippers can win this game, series swings a lot. With that one, the one I really want to talk about, not the Harlem Globetrotters, not the two-step trotters, not the tater totters at work, but Lakers in 5. What are your thoughts on the 3-6 matchup of Lakers Timberwolves and Anthony Davis getting fined $50,000?
Anthony Edwards,
yeah.
You're on such a delay right now. You're on like a 5-second delay.
Like I can hear you perfect, but it's the delay of backwards to you.
It's the delay. Yes. Okay. Anyway, this is the most important game so far of the playoffs. Lakers got to win this one. This is a must win. All the pressure is on the Lakers to win this game, which I think doesn't work in their favor. Because I think they got to get up to another. LeBron didn't score in the first quarter or the first quarter. Yeah. That can't happen. That cannot, even if you scored like 4 or 5 points, that takes the lead to like almost 20. So that can't happen. I think LeBron's gonna come out hot. I think he's gonna have the same type of start Luka had, but you got to have the other guy match it. I don't think the Timberwolves are gonna shoot. They shot damn near like 60% from 3.
They shot so many threes.
And they just hit they could not miss, dude. They could not miss. I think I don't think they're going to go cold, but I don't think they're going to shoot almost 60% from 3 anymore. They made 21 threes on crazy. But then the Lakers got to have Austin Reeves. They need to have their 3 do their thing. Not sure what Jackson Hayes is going to do. I'm not sure what his role is on this team right now. They go all small ball with Rui at the 5. So, we'll see. Got to hope that maybe Gobert or someone gets in foul trouble early. Towns maybe gets in foul trouble. You know what I'm talking about. Shit. He's a big man for the T-Wolves. Kentucky dude.
Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert.
Nope. Kentucky
For the
guy.
Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Yeah, Randle. Golly.
Yeah.
Yes. Hope maybe someone gets in foul trouble early, but the Lakers got to build the lead and play defense because they were jumping at every single three, and the T-Wolves would have wide open threes. So I don't think the T-Wolves shoot crazy percentage again tonight, but Lakers got to get off the head start, and LeBron has to do some work in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I fully agree on that one.
But I got Lakers. I'm gonna go Lakers in 5, or no, Lakers in 6.
Yeah, I can see that. They have to win this one, Steven.
Yeah.
Like there's no if answer. But if you go down 2 with Timberwolves smell blood, they already have been there, and then you're telling me the Timberwolves would then have the chance, if this happened, for them to play the team we're going to talk about next. But what all of the media wants to see is that 3-7 matchup next series. Like that's what they really want to see. Mm-hmm. It'll be market TV everywhere, Hollywood. I'm going to be the homer on. I'm going to be the stickler one on this one and be opposite of Steven. I'll say that Timberwolves in 7. Only thing is going back for the 7th game back in LA is tough. But I want to go to
the crowd sucks, dude. The crowd sucks at crypto.com.
It does.
Sucks.
2 places they say the crowd is not that good. South Beach and in LA, because those people you have fans, but it's not those real diehard fans. It's kind of like, damn, we get to see the specular of what's going to be there each and every night.
Yep.
So if you have season tickets, first off, that's expensive as shit.
Yeah.
But 2-7 Rockets Warriors, although I don't really view this as an actual 2-7, before you say anything, the Warriors almost blew that lead. That's the first thing I will say.
I'm going to go with the Warriors in 6.
Okay.
I just think the been there, done that thing is, again, real thing. Steph had a dope game, came alive, started off slow, but came alive and did what he needed to do, hit the threes. I'm going to go Warriors in 6, just because of the been there, done that.
Yep. So I'm going with the Warriors as well. I just think that the Rockets, the Warriors are not going to do what they did last game. I can see the Warriors, if they win this game, series is over in 5. If the Rockets can win this game, series might be over in 5 still. But the way Steph was playing was nice. Jimmy there's a reason why they trusted so much in letting Clay walk and then bringing in Jimmy, because Jimmy brings that clutch like skill and asset that you need for it. Draymond can do what he needs to do. One thing that people are not bringing up, a big reason why the Warriors, and I had to watch the whole game because I had a bet on the line that lasted into 20 seconds left in the game. Gary Payton had so many turnovers and mess ups and screw ups in clutch time minutes, and they kind of just let it slide because they are winning by so much. But if it was not a messed up pass, it was some sort of turnover that he had in the game, and it just kept happening.
Yeah, that's a scenario where he might not see the floor for a while in game 2.
Yeah. So that was kind of a big thing. The other side to it is, I know they always talk about Thompson on the Rockets, and if he developed a jump shot, the Rockets have an athletic team with Green and Thompson. And yes, they won't talk about the off the court stuff, so I'll just keep it on the court. Jabari Smith, like they have solid players that can do it. But the one person that I feel kept them in the game, and they showed it, Steven Adams. Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet. Yep. Those two, what they would do between the rebounding side and then the assisting side, Fred VanVleet was not scoring a lot. It took me the whole game for him to score a second 3-pointer. That's why I know. But what they would do in their give and go, and also just the assist of that, it helped a lot. And then Alperen Sengun, it's crazy because they always explain the difference between it's Nikola Jokic and Sengun, and then also Sabonis. It's the 3 of them. Sengun is like slow. Like he's not a fast dude in his moves, but he'll get to where he needs to get to though at the same time. So it's exciting to see them playing the Warriors because you won't always get to see the Rockets. Do I think the Thunder and Rockets make it to the finals? Absolutely not. But those are my thoughts over there. Closing it out, what you got?
We had our first baseball game yesterday.
Okay.
We're gonna get smoked by every team. It's 6 to 8 year olds, and there's a lot of kids so Mason is 6, he's in kindergarten. There are kids who are going to be going into 3rd grade eventually. So we have like 2nd graders on the team, and these kids are big. Like the difference between a 6 and 8 year old is a big difference. It's height difference, weight, awareness, everything, skill, all of it, athleticism, everything. So we had kids hitting bombs on us yesterday. Big, and like those kids can also field the ball too, because I've been doing it for a couple of years. Our team cannot field the ball. Just putting they put the glove down, but not all the way. So the ball goes on between the legs. And if you hit the ball to the outfield, you have to get it and throw it back into the infield. And when it has to be like thrown back in and controlled for it to be an out, or for it to be the runner has to stop at whatever base. So there's five there's strikeouts, 3 outs an inning. It's either the other team scores 4 runs or there's 3 outs, whatever comes first. They were scoring 4 runs left and right. So we only lost 11-6. But little homie Mason went 2 for 3. Had a couple singles. And did well. He scored a run too, I think, so that was dope. And there's a ton of rules for it, and it's gonna be a long season. We go until like mid-June.
Jeez.
I'll have updates but the kids are gonna progress. Like they'll get better as like the difference between these two. This last night and tomorrow night, we play Monday and Wednesdays. Difference between this week and like 2 weeks now is going to be drastic. We'll see how it goes. There's an all-star game in the middle. Obviously, like I said before, I think I mentioned this. Your boys, Mason's going to be an all-star because that is the head coach. So like that's how it's going to work. Yeah. But he's also nice too, so that's fine. So yeah, this should be. Dude, listen to this week though, real quick. Monday we had baseball. Last time we had baseball. Tonight, the kids so back to school this week. So they have school, and then my wife is in charge of she does the PTA for the school. And she's also in charge of this talent show too. She's directing it and whatnot. So she had to do the rehearsals tonight. So I went up to work and we went to dinner. Tomorrow night we have baseball again. That ends at 7:45, 8 o'clock. And then Thursday is the talent show. That goes until 8 o'clock. I'm sure we'll be there till 8:30 or whatever. Got the draft, and then Friday Mia has gymnastics. Cheerleading at the school, and then soccer practice. Saturday Mason has soccer 9 to 10, and then picture day for baseball at 10:20. And then Mia has a soccer game at 12:45 that we have to go to. And then we also have a neighborhood spring fling thing. So your boys is busy, dude.
That's
on the go every day. But it's nice out now. The weather's nice, so that helps. It's not as bad going to places when it's not fucking 45 and raining. So your boy's busy though. Your boy is busy.
Dang. So mine isn't like that. So I salute Steven for that every single day. I just have to attend the different functions of kids, and I get to leave. He has to stay.
And you get to leave with no kids.
Exactly. I get to come there with no kids.
Leave with no kids. Yeah. Damn, that sounds so cool. Yeah, that sounds like such a good time. Going places without kids and coming home without kids sounds. Exactly. I love my kids to death, but so I did last week. Was actually that week. Wife and kids were out all week last week. Monday to they came home Friday. So your boy I was alone all week, and it was. There's something else. It felt good, be on my own time for a week. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I had 3 I was going to say. I actually only want to talk about one. And it was a work one. So mind you, we always have crazy things that happen at work. Most times people are like, oh, are you going to talk about us on the podcast? No, don't worry. This is a week that I don't need to talk about you all. It's about a contract that we have. So we're working on this new app, and I'm telling him like how I want it developed and everything like that. We started off with one consultant, and then I guess he did some shit wrong, so we got a new consultant, and it's two of them. One of them I don't really care for. The other one, he's great, so I thought. And so 3 weeks ago, they were like, hey, L is not going to be able to do it on Thursday. Can we like reschedule, or you can end up just working with N? I was like, whatever, we'll just try N out. So we worked with N on Friday. The next week, N apparently was supposed to take notes for L, got back to the next meeting. L didn't look at N's notes. So it was like, what was the point of that meeting that you said we were going to have to reschedule from Thursday to Friday? Then last week, we were going to have a meeting, and then they said, hey, L took off Thursday and Friday for the Easter weekend. Are you able to reschedule or move it to the next week? All right, you're on strike 2 already. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't have a choice. So I said, all right, we'll move it to this week. They emailed me today. And N said, hey, L is going to be out the whole week for a business trip in Georgia. Do you think we can reschedule? So one of the people I'm working on the project with said, can you believe they actually did it? And I said, I believe they did it, but we're about to get this thing fixed today. And so I sent an email saying, I'm highly concerned about the progress of this project and very curious as to why we've had to reschedule 3 times. On the person we had before, Jay was doing it perfectly fine. And I need to schedule a meeting next week with you guys as soon as possible to discuss the progress of this project and when it's going to happen. And emailed me back. Mind you, we have our meetings on Thursday. Remember, they said that he's gone the whole week. And emailed me back and said, hey, L can set up a meeting with you this Friday.
How quickly did they get back to you?
Within an hour.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just like, oh, so y'all were going to blow me off, but then I called you out and you're like, no, we worked some things out here 3 different times. Mind you, they're in Chicago too. First off, we're paying you. It's not like you work for us like hand in hand. No, we're paying you. This is your job. And you go on a business trip somewhere else? No, that's not how it's going to go.
They were dogging you on that one.
Yeah. So sure enough, they got back to me. And then I was like, cool, we're doing this Friday and we're doing it the way I want to end up doing it. But other thing I want to say is just thank you to everyone that's been tuning in. We're looking forward to commenting on the different engagement we get again next week. The Grizzlies might actually get swept. Till next time, we out.
Peace.